Most people think of the early to mid 1900s to be a very racist time period where African Americans were fighting for their rights. Most of the time when people think of this, they think of icons such as Martin Luther King Jr. and Rosa Parks, but there were many African Americans fighting for their rights in the sport of baseball. The African American League was started in 1920 by Rube Foster in a YMCA. Not only was he a good manager, he was also a very good player. One of the main reasons that the league started was due to white players not wanting any players with different skin color and ethnicity to play baseball in the big leagues, because they often thought of the African Americans to be not as talented or as good as the white players in the MLB. The league was also created 40 years before civil rights laws were established, so this is a really good opportunity for any African American baseball player to have a real chance to play in the closest version to the major leagues that they were able to. One of the main and largest reasons for this is most likely since most of the events happened when America was still a country where slavery was still mostly legal in a lot of states. These games were very cheap to go to, only being around $1 to $3 per ticket. This drove many people to the games, especially the playoffs. Even though the league brought in around $2 million a year, which is approximately $37 million in today's money, they still did not have the best equipment for playing ball. Most of the time, they wore no protective gear at all since they did not have enough money to provide all the teams and players in the league with top-of-the-line equipment, which had a big impact on the players' performances. Some of the fields were very good and well built. Some of them, however, had very weird dimensions, such as Polo Grounds and Schloerling Park. There were also some very good fields, such as Rickwood Field. This largely affected the players because on fields such as Polo Grounds, it was very difficult to hit a home run. Although many have been shut down or destroyed, Rickwood is still in use today by Miles College's Division II Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference baseball team. Compared to the white players in the MLB, players in the African American leagues were not paid well. Most of the time, whenever they would play on a field owned by white people, white booking agents would barely give the players any game revenue. There were around 15 people on each team. Initially, there were only about 8 teams in the African American leagues, not like the 30 teams in today's MLB. Altogether, around 3,400 players were a part of the league throughout the years. Around the year 1923, the NNL was followed by a rival league that went by the name of the Eastern Colored League. On the date of June 25, 1925, the Wichita Monrovans played in a decently close game against the Wichita Klan No. 6, a squad made mostly of Ku Klux Klan terrorists in a match of baseball. The KKK was known for being heavily against Abraham Lincoln's Reconstruction after he passed slavery laws, and basically got their start after this. Unfortunately, they still have supporters today over 160 years later. They were also known to harass and in some cases kill people of color. This game was played against a pretty good crowd. The Monrovians ended up winning 10-8 in a close victory, proving that they too knew how to play baseball, just like the white ball players. This gave them a pretty big boost in popularity. On April 15, 1947, Jackie Robinson made his MLB debut for the Los Angeles Dodgers, accomplishing a feat never done before. This affected the MLB and the African American League because Jackie Robinson got his start in the African American League, which also means he was recruited to the LA Dodgers from the African American leagues. By 1958, the whole league was reduced to a minor league caliber, along with the league's last held All-Star game in 1962. But by 1966, the Indianapolis Clowns were the last team in the African American leagues to be active. Jackie Robinson being the first African American to play in the modern MLB led to a large number of other African American league players joining the MLB. This meant that the league teams lost almost all of their star players, which led to them losing money and fans as well. Even though Jackie Robinson is one of the most well-known players who came from the African League, there were still some very good overshadowed players that were able to prove that they were good players. There are multiple players from the leagues who were inducted into the Hall of Fame, along with getting various achievements proving that they were also good, just like Jackie Robinson. If the African American leagues never ended, and Jackie Robinson never broke the color barrier, all baseball fans worldwide would not be able to see how good some of the best players of all time were that were not all white or American. Players like Henry Aaron, who played for the Atlanta Braves, were able to break Babe Ruth's 714 home run record.
3-1 pitch. There's a drive into left field. That ball is going, and out of here. Henry Aaron has just tied Babe Ruth.
Along with other players like Barry Bonds and Ken Griffey Jr., who are also great baseball players who have changed the game of baseball forever.